forces Pawn to use the ultimate on himself, not really hitting any of the squishy targets with it.
Yep.
And after that, so Sense mispositioning, and then the rest of Samsung Blue basically willingly eating a 3-man Tibbers.
Yeah.
Patient use of ults from CJ Blaze allowed them to take that fight.
Yep.
And Emperor has rushed Static Shiv on Caitlyn, so going for a pushing build. They need to counteract some of the pressure.
Yep. And that was after picking up the Vamp Scepter and the pickaxe, too.
Yeah, a little bit weird, but if you want to shove lanes as fast and as hard as possible, that's the item you're going to want on Caitlyn early on.
Yeah. And I mean, we do see Caitlyn's start to grab items for a couple different big items and then kind of make a decision depending on how the game's going. Generally a good way to go. Flame gets caught by that W for the moment, but, oh, they got the Cocoon on Spirit. There's a Shockwave. They're going to go all in on this. And he gets the kill yet again, which I totally approve of.
And Equalizer is up right now.
It is, yeah. Can they get him? Great Equalizer.
Such
man.
a good Equalizer, but it isn't going to be enough. Def trying to chase.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. The Rockets. Oh, the big one misses. Meanwhile, Daydream goes down in the back lines, chased down by Chunju. That was very, very close to being a lot more devastating of a team fight for CJ Blaze.
It's been a while since I've seen an Equalizer that was that effective.
Yeah.
I didn't even think he was in range to do that, but very nicely played by Chunju, and that'll buy him enough time to get a turret and keep themselves in this game. Dragon is up as well, so a big gold swing coming in favor of Blue.
Oh, yeah. Flame is there, but I don't think he wants to try to steal this one. We'll see. He might. Throwing down that Vision Ward, just keeping track of everything, and he's got to back off, yeah.
No, they can't take Dragon. There's too many members of Blaze coming in right now. Spirit just used his
boy.
combo to go in.
Oh, yeah, and he's in big trouble now. Gets taken down easily. Cataclysm blocks Flame in with the Dragon, but I think they're going to be okay with that.
That was a misplay by Spirit. He used his EQ combo to go into the pit.
Whoops.
It wasn't really him. It was just an unclear call from his team.
Yeah.
Right there is that they didn't know what they wanted to do.
I think they kind of or underestimated the speed at which the CJ Blaze players could get back there. They kind of thought it was Flame by himself for a little bit too long.
And at this point, 20 minutes into the game, Spirit has to be so careful. He went for this. He got gimped early on in his jungle, and now you're looking at a guy who only has a couple of Doran's Blades and a Kindle Gem. He's been buying so many Vision Wards, and now he's got the Oracles as well. He's incredibly squishy.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, I mean, he's basically just like a robot there that's job is to just knock somebody out, Cataclysm, and then die.
Yep. Well, he's just been mispositioning in these fights, getting caught out in the front line as well. He has to be very careful. He needs to let Chunju and Pawn engage these battles now.
A little bit of action around Baron Pit. Some wards being cleared by both teams. And Blue is going to try to push this mid lane. Let's get that moved up just a little bit anyway. Yeah, they've got to worry about top lane now, though.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a tense situation for a while, but...
Yeah. Well, if Blue plays it safe, if they can avoid getting picked, if they can just be patient and get their lanes pushed up, they still have that chance at that big team fight that we talked about earlier. That opportunity it's still going to take a while for that to go away completely.
Yeah, and also you have to consider that part of this gold cap, the Deft's Corki with his items is going to be significantly more effective in terms of team fights. You can see Ace in the hole really not doing much right there, and Emperor is using it early because he's trying to get damage down to push people out of lanes so he can continue to shove the lanes as hard as possible with this Static Shiv.
Yep.
But it's not going to be that optimal over a longer team fight, and he's got to be very careful about fighting with Deft, who is really capable of doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, that Trinity Force, man. Oh, Daydream grabs one of the golems at least. And they're going to try to keep pushing up this lane.
Samsung Blue needs to be rotating faster in order to deal with the pressure that's coming in, and they need to be more decisive as well. You could see that we do have Emperor just split pushing his Caitlyn right now.
Yep. Oh, they're going in onto Daydream. There's the equalizer. Slows down Daydream quite a bit. He finally gets away. Lustboy there to zone if he needs to. Tibbers actually misses. Daydream still very well. Deft on the chase. Now Lustboy in trouble. Pawn coming over the wall with that E. Deft still chasing. Oh, they do manage to grab Lustboy with the ult. But I think everyone else should be able to get away. Flame should live, maybe. There's the flash ahead. They really want to take out Daydream, but they have to back off.
Yeah, Flame flashed as well to absorb the rocket that was coming in and keep his ally alive. Now here's the issue. So CJ Blaze, they see the Wombo combo coming from Samsung.
Whoa, Pawn's still fighting it out. He needs to be really careful here.
Yeah, they're not
going to. Oh, the Ignite. That's enough, actually. Wow, I didn't think it would be enough, but it was.
Yeah, that final tick.
Yep.
So CJ Blaze saw the composition. They know that Samsung Blue wants to have these 5v5s. And so their answer is to do a 3-1-1 split push, which their composition is. It's not ideal with Annie, but it's still capable if you use Annie for disengage. And splitting with this Static Shiv Caitlyn early on while she builds up into an Infinity Edge and will be able to team fight better in the late game. So I like what we're seeing. It's an interesting shift in strategy, but they are keeping Samsung Blue split up and unable to really get those big-time combos down that they want. Now, Chunju is going more glass cannon. He got the Giant's belt, but then he built Leandry's after that, so he's really looking to put down the damage right now.
Yeah.
And also it's going to help him against this split-pushing Shen, getting that % health damage if they do send him into that lane.
If they can delay until he gets his Rylai's, though, that'll be really, really nice for them, but I don't think Blaze is going to give him the chance.
I mean, they don't need CC as much as they need damage. They have Zyra, they have Lissandra for the CC, so Rumble adding additional slows right now is not the main point of concern. And Pawn is going to have a big power spike once he can actually finish off his Zhonya's Hourglass here.
Yep.
Spirit's still...
Oh man, he really wants that ward bad.
Getting mobility boots now because he says, to hell with tankiness.
That's right, I'm just going to clear wards and combo my way to death. A little bit of damage put onto Depth, still not a ton. And here we go, they're all coming in now. And there's a nice shockwave actually from CJ. They may not want to come in on this one. And yeah, CJ, oh, actually a double kill for Chunju. Had enough damage over the top of everything. Make that a triple kill now. Daydream in a bit of trouble. Spirit looking for an opportunity to get that knock up. Flame and Daydream still alive. Flame finally backs off now. They're trying to track down Daydream in the jungle. Can they catch him?
They should be able to. Rocket barely misses, but Spirit has to be careful because Daydream has an execute.
He does.
Yeah, they saw him.
Oh, Spirit needs to be very careful here. Okay, now Chunju coming up. Can he survive through this? Daydream turning around. There's Repel going onto the minions in the back lines. Deft over the wall, though, for the kill.
Maybe a little bit of overcommitment to getting that kill onto Daydream, but
yeah, I guess
all in all, that team fight was actually very well fought by both teams. Let's take a look at this. So look at Lustboy's reaction right here. He immediately gets the Timbers down, and that saves him into a two-man shockwave. However, the damage just too much from this Rumble right now. The Leandry's just melting through everyone.
Man.
And you can see even with a fantastic counter engage right there from CJ Blaze, it just wasn't enough. Despite their lead, despite the good counter engage, they have to be so careful about this 5v5 Wombo combo.
Very true. Dragon back up again. Not a lot of ults available on either side at the moment. Oh, Shockwave brings in Sense. Oh, man, the Peacemaker nearly takes him out, but that does scare Blue away from Dragon.
Yeah, they opened up with the ace in the hole as well, so that was on cooldown and not able to be taken. Now, are they going to actually try and contest this? Equalizer's up, but that was another good move by CJ Blaze. It's a good use of their ultimates because they don't want to fight, certainly in the Dragon Pit, against this insane AoE composition.
And so they did end up getting that Dragon gold. Avoided the team fight. The lane's pretty evenly pushed for both sides right now. This is actually a really close game, despite the goal total lead and the kill lead from CJ Blaze. It's all about that team fight. If Samsung Blue can do that a couple more times, might be able to pull ahead.
Yeah, the big problem right now is the difference between the junglers. As we can see, Spirit hasn't even finished his Ancient Golem yet, and Lock into the Iron Solari now done on Daydream. So that is just a massive difference that we're looking at Finally, Ancient Golem finished on Spirit, but there's still going to be that locket behind. Going to be causing a lot of problems. Meantime, Emperor now finished with his Infinity Edge. So if they can kill Chunju quickly, they will have a pretty good lead. Now, that said, Chunju, with the Rylai's, has every tool to keep himself alive and is going to be doing an absolutely preposterous amount of damage in team fights.
Interestingly, Sense doesn't actually have his boots yet. He's had to buy a lot of wards, a lot of vision wards, oracles. And even with 4 assists, just the Ruby Sightstone right now.
It's a little, wow.
Here we go. They're going really deep in Spirit. Nice shockwave. Oh, and then Timber's on top of it. What a combo coming in from Blaze. Def really low on the outside. He goes down. Pawn nearly dead already. He needs to make a run for it. A double kill for Flame already. CJ saying, you want to see Wombo combo? We'll show you Wombo combo.
Again, a great counter engage. And that time, unlike the time before when Samsung Blue.
Oh, ace of the hole.
Oh. Sniped thanks to the ward at the Dragon Pit, and they're going to go straight for the Baron.
Why not?
Again, unlike last time when Samsung Blue, even when they got that, Blaze got the good counter engage, they were all there. This time they were too spread out.
Oh, Spirit. He's just so crazy all game long, man. Peacemaker. Well, rest in peace, Spirit. Man, CJ Blaze. I think they're pretty interested in closing this one out.
Yeah, and now that we've moved from 5K to 9K gold difference, this is pretty insurmountable for Samsung Blue at this point.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit
let's take a look at that again. Look at this three-man shockwave and the Timbers burning him down at the same time. They do manage to catch Ambition out at the back, but Pawn simply can't do enough damage to make it worthwhile. He turns around. He's trying to just peel for depth because they need him in order to a little bit of awkward target focus right there from Samsung Blue. It looked like Spirit may have gotten a little over-eager, didn't realize where the rest of his team was, and then engaged a bit too aggressively right there.
I never noticed Lissandra's death animation was so cool.
Oh, where she just falls apart?
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one before. Because when I play her, I never die, Monte Cristo.
Naturally.
In ARAM. Oh, ace in the hole. Takes a chunk out of death. So there's that.
Yeah, Pawn actually has the Alacrity enchantment right now. Very concerned about his move speed and his ability to get around the map quickly.
Yeah, I would be too.
And move around in the middle of those team fights.
Well, CJ Blaze clearing out some of that vision. Daydream has to back off, though.
Yeah,
a little bit dangerous.
Look at what we're seeing right now, too. 2 Negatron cloaks down onto Daydream and Ambition.
Yep.
The another one onto Emperor. So they know exactly how they're going to beat this team, and a lot of the damage now taken away.
Oh, Chunju gets jumped on here. Going to back off a little bit. It actually looks like Pawn is going for that DFG rather than the Zonias, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well, no. He can,
more damage.
Yeah, he can still build Zonias, but we'll see.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, so just the magic resist coming in right now across the board. Going to be incredibly effective at closing out this game, and you can see Samsung Blue not able to do anything against this Caitlyn Pope.
Yeah, Daydream trying to come around from the outside. And that static shift working out pretty well for Caitlyn now. And there's that turret. Meanwhile, Flame pushing in the bot lane quite a bit. Top lane is going to need to be dealt with at some point. They may be sending Flame back to deal with that right now as the rest of the team rotates on the bot.
And, even if Samsung Blue loses this game, they can be really proud about how they played here today.
Definitely.
This has been a really high-level game of League.
Oh,
and wow,
Shockwave
going in.
Pulls in Sense. We didn't see it. It was barely on the edge of the screen, but CJ Blaze needs to back off. Ambition getting a little bit overly ambitious there.
I'm surprised CJ Blaze backed off so much right there, given the fact that they have all the MR they need to survive the blast, as it were.
I mean, I think it just still shows respect to that big Wombo combo possibility coming in from Samsung Blue. And, this is the final game of the finals. They don't want to take any fight that they're not 100% sure they can win.
Yeah, all we're going to look at is Sense getting ulted.
Oh, he flashed out of it. Okay, yeah.
We couldn't see it.
The item thing was covering it, so we missed that earlier. Now we know. Knowing is half the battle, Monte Cristo.
Okay, well, there's one less tower on the board.
Yep. 5-3 now in favor of Blaze.
Blue. Yeah, they are looking pretty unstoppable. But yeah, this series has been super entertaining.
This whole week has been probably one of the best week of games I think we've ever had here in Korea, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of high-level stuff, and
yeah,
just the creativity coming out of the teams after the World Championship, because these games have looked pretty different.
Oh yeah,
to what we saw at Worlds.
Very refreshing. And another dragon being taken by CJ Blaze. They're going to get that one easily and extend that gold lead to 12,000 gold right now. That's going to be tough. And again, we see that Rumble sent after the Shen. Pretty much the only one on Samsung Blue that can have a hope of possibly dueling Flame and pushing him out of lane.
Yeah, at this point, though, Flame is so far ahead.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy for anybody.
Wow, I'm surprised. CJ Blaze no longer with the Baron buff. They have been pretty slow, and I would say methodical, but they haven't actually done very much in this situation. They're just playing extremely cautiously.
Yeah. And I mean, this may be a little bit of the old Blaze coming back too, where they kind of want to push it to the very, very late stages of the game. Very different from like SK Telecom that we've seen, you know, do everything they can to close out games as soon as they think they have an advantage.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point too, CJ Blaze knows they have a pretty big edge in terms of split pushing. So
right. They can be patient, but
they can be very patient
they
here.
could be more aggressive too.
And they're setting up already, getting those wards down around the Baron, creating as much pressure as they can, moving deeper into the jungle. And they really want to do this 3-1-1 split push, as we can see right now. And in order to do that safely, they have to have control over the blue side jungle of Samsung Blue.
And this tier 2 turret for top lane in a little bit of trouble. Should be able to be taken out by CJ Blaze pretty quick. Here's the engage. There's the equalizer. They're going to go in on this. Oh, nice knockaway. There's Timbers on top of everything. And Def coming in from the side, trying to do any damage he can. Daydream a bit low. Lustboy charging down the lane, trying to build up that stun yet again. A 0 for 2 and the turret already for CJ Blaze. Chunju trying to get out of there. And Blaze should be able to keep pushing. Welcome back, Tibbers.
Ambition has had some fantastic Orianna ultimates this game. I mean,
really
talk
has.
about a guy who's looked good so far in WCG. I mean, we put a lot of hype around Flame's taunts, but Ambition has really been rock solid.
Oh, yeah. More rock solid than Malphite ever could hope to be.
It's Ambition. Well, it's good to see him back and performing.
Yep, there it is. And inhibitor number 1 goes to CJ Blaze. And they are looking in prime position to close out this best of 3 and get that chance to go to the WCG Global Finals. Oh, Emperor a little bit caught here, though, by Def. Whoops, a little bit out of position there. Can't quite win the duel, but Def needs to make a run for it.
Yeah, Flame trying to clean up there for his teammate, but not going to get there quite in time. Ambition still looking for a place to recall. Chunju on the hunt, though.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he found him.
Found him with the harpoon. There's a shockwave. They're going to go in. Chunju. There's a counter engage. Can they get him? They do get Chunju, actually. The knockup from Zyra. Spirit jumping in the middle of everything. Samsung recognizes they have a little bit of an opportunity here.
Uh-oh, this could be a big turnaround.
Yeah, no kidding. With Baron back up, too, this is very dangerous for Blaze.
CJ Blaze, if they lose this game now, they only have themselves to blame.
Absolutely.
But I don't think they will. They've got enough vision control.
Yeah, it's going to take...
They're making Samsung Blue nervous, but the smite is down, and they're going to go for the Baron.
They have to do it. They have to make bold moves right now. 7 seconds until Emperor comes back. 24 until Daydream. Is there anything that Blaze can do?
They can try and wait for Orianna ult again, but...
Well, you know what? Baron's going down pretty slow. Here comes Lustboy coming in. He has Timbers. There's the stun. There's a huge amount of damage from command attack. And Blaze doing what Blaze does. Lots of damage. Baron very low. Spirit comes in, tries for the steal. Can't quite get it. And Blaze handed Baron on a silver platter. And that should pretty much close this one out, as there is more than 40 seconds. Kind of a victory shockwave used on Descents there.
Well, they'll be pushing into the base right now. Chunju not going to be able to defend this with Pawn. Flame.
Not really.
Giving a little tap right there with the Vorpal Blade. And
Pawn with the big icy high five with his E. Or high 3, I guess it is, that one. And they're just going to be content. Take another inhibitor. And they could possibly push ahead for the game, but I think they're going to pull back. Yeah, a little bit smarter, a little bit more methodical.
Yeah, they're just going to play this one out.
Oh, yeah. Got to
dot their I's, cross their T's. They see Deft and Sense coming back up. They want this. I mean, Blaze is a team that has never been to the World Championship, but always seems to do well at international tournaments
they have good results.
in between World Championships, right?
Yeah.
You know.
They make it to everything except for Worlds, don't they?
It's very strange.
It is odd. They're like the international hitmen sent by Korea to all the other stuff beside Worlds. All right, here we go. Gunning for inhibitor number 3. And there it is. Okay, here we go. Repel going down. Paul looking for an opportunity to get into the fight. He can't do it. A little bit of damage onto CJ so far. Good equalizer, splits up the team. Ambition whiffs his shockwave, used it on himself accidentally. Spirit having to back away though. So far, it's 2 for 1 in favor of Blaze, and they've just got way too much strength right now. Yeah, there it is. Daydream low, but that's going to be inhibitor number 3.
Yeah, and right now there's just no hope for them to kill Emperor and Ambition. They both have Banshee's fails. They just can't. There's not enough damage.
Absolutely. Goodbye, Deft. Trying to Valkyrie away. Will make it back to the turret. No, not quite. There's a kill from Emperor, and that should be it. The Nexus turret's going down, and CJ Blaze, Neo Blaze, coming back and defeating Samsung Blue 2-1. They are going to the WCG Grand Finals in China.
Yeah, a little bit of a scare after dropping the first game in this series, but they bounced back. But CJ Blaze, congratulations to winning. They absolutely deserve it. They look like a revitalized team. We haven't seen them play this well since Champion Spring. But the other side of that is, I am so excited by Samsung Blue.
Oh man, I can't wait till Champions Winter. They are going to be the team to watch, the quote-unquote new team coming up in Korea. Hugs all around from the coach in the CJ booth. They got to be pretty happy about this. Another chance, and you got to think that Blaze is going into it with, pretty good. Wow, he's picking everybody up. There we go.
Should be pretty happy. I mean, the changes that we've seen in Blaze have been pretty remarkable.
Yep.
And they certainly used their time while everyone was at the World Championship to great effect in terms of retooling their roster.
Oh, yeah.
And acclimatizing themselves to the shift in strategy that needed to happen. I mean, Blaze had gotten so strategically stale.
Oh, yeah. One-trick warhorse.
Frankly, so boring to watch. And now they are very exciting.
That one-trick warhorse is glue now, Monte Cristo. Got a whole arsenal to deal with. So, I can't wait to see. I'm hoping we're going to get to see OMG versus Blaze in China next month. I'd say there's a pretty good chance of that. World Elite as well. Lots of other great teams from all over the world. All over the globe, converging on Kunshan, China in just about a month.
Yeah, the U.S. still has to finish their qualifier.
That's right, we don't know who's going there yet.
We have some pretty notable challenger teams coming in. Lions from Mexico and Kaboom from Brazil, Millennium from France, Dark Passage from Turkey. These are names that you may have seen in international tournaments previously.
Yeah, probably going to see him again.
And definitely
going to see him again. I'm saying probably because you just never know. I don't. All right, so that was a great series. What a great week of games we've had. Actually, this has been like a nice sort of like return to form for OGN here after having to take that break for Worlds. We get right back into it with a great set of games from WCG.
Yeah, especially tonight. The level of play and counterplay that we saw this evening and the amount of adaptations that we saw, not only between picks and bans, but in the game themselves and the very intelligent reactions by both Blaze and Blue. I wish we could be sending both of these teams.
I wish we could have gotten a best of 5.
Really, yeah, me too. Really, really a good series that we got to see tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it sets up a great event coming next month in China, and it sets up a lot of cool storylines for Champions Winter as well. So here are the results for today. A win in set number 1 for Samsung Blue, but from then on it was all CJ Blaze. 2 wins in a row to send them to the WCG Global Finals. And you can bet they've got to be happy about that. I mean, with all the work they've put in since their very lackluster summer season, This is redemption for Blaze.
Not to mention their god-awful Worlds qualifier.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't know who those guys were, but that was not the Blaze we're used to. And so, there's a list of teams so far going to WCG. I'm really curious to see the Japanese team as well, too. That's a scene that we don't hear a lot from in PC esports in general. So, looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, me too. Especially because there's been a lot of rumors about a bunch of leagues starting. There's a lot of grassroots LoL effort going into Japan, which has typically not been a country known for its PC gaming.
Yeah, that's right.
More focused on the console. But from everything that we managed to hear over here, it's actually getting pretty big in Japan as well. And of course, MYM from Poland.
Yep.
Another team, a former LCS team right there. So
MYM and Millennium, two well-known names in esports over the years.
And I'm excited by Lion. They competed in the international wild card, and people thought that they would be the favorites, but they managed to not quite make it to the World Championship. But
yeah. Wow, this is going to be really cool. I cannot wait for this tournament, and it's going to be a lot of games, and it's going to be a lot of great games as well. So I use the word a lot, but hey, it's a lot to look forward to. So. I don't regret it one bit.
And that'll all be happening at the end of November, beginning of December.
Yeah.
Doa and I will be there to cast the games.
We will be, yeah. It's going to be a crazy month. We're going to start off Champions Winter, and then after that gets started, a little while later, going to Worlds. Or going to, not Worlds, but like a different Worlds for WCG, I guess. Yeah.
That's right.
A whole new Worlds.
A whole new world.
That's right, with you and me.
That's right.
That's where we'll be. Yeah.
Wow.
And on that note, we're back. All right. It's been a great week of games, though. Where can you go from an Aladdin reference, really?
I mean, feel like they should have just cut the feed right there.
I think so. I think that's roll credits. We're done. I mean, your chair's lowering itself now. People get to see your real height, I guess. Oh, well. Yep.
Wow. What a great week of games. I'm excited for the rest of WCG. And I'm especially psyched to see Blaze in an international tournament again.
Yep. It's been a while.
Yeah, been since IM World Championship.
That's right. Well, that is going to do it for us for real now from Seoul, South Korea. This has been the WCG Korea Finals. We'll see you when Champions Winter begins. Actually, Chobra and I are casting the Champions Winter preliminaries next week. More info for that on Twitter, so follow me, GGDo on Twitter, GGC Monte Cristo for more info about that, and also on GameNet as well. Until then, thanks for watching. From Seoul, South Korea, Do and Monte Cristo. It's been a great week of games. Can't wait to cast for you again real soon. And sometimes the Korean casters talk a little bit longer than we anticipate when we're doing these outros, but it's okay, because I could literally talk for 24 hours straight, and I oftentimes have. So there you go. See you next week, guys.